One of them is to use the court process. They will ignore the court processes, but if they ignore it, you go to the next step. Then you take action. And that action can even include withdrawing your children from school. These are things that have been tried and tested. In other words, we've got to expect some pain if we want change, so that we don't just speak for one day and then we forget about it. Remember now, in the education sector, your typical politician are taking their children to the British and American system. So the education system is for the common person. That is why they don't care about it. And if we acted consistently in that manner, we will send a clear message, even at the university level. Why should you be banding in students into band 1, band B, band whatever it is? All students ought to be treated in a manner that they are in other parts of the world, and that is give loans to those who deserve it, give bursaries to those who deserve it, and this should be done in a manner that is implementable. And if you go to the health sector, one of the questions is, why are we migrating into the new system? Why must we always be changing things? How does a country build a system? If you go to the Scandinavian countries, which we can learn from in the health sector, you have a sector that is improved every other time. If there was a problem with the NHIF, explain to us how it is being implemented. This opaque approach of doing things, which ends up into a scandal, is something that does annoy. And once again, people should just say, we are not going to pay into that system. And people can create alternative systems. There have been countries where there are tax boycotts. And if that is done, I remember at one time, the Langata Karen Association went to court and said, we are not going to pay our rates to the Nairobi City Council at that time. And they were granted orders, and they used that money to improve their environment. I think that that should happen. If you go into the area of taxation, look at the usurious tax. Kenya is one of the countries where banks make tons of millions of money. If you are a business person, woe betide you if you go into the bank and take a loan. So there are things that people can do. I know there are quite a number of organizations which talk about these things. I know they are public-spirited individuals who do these things, but we are too much spectators. We expect some people to be the warriors in the arena while we watch and spectate. We must be engaged. That is what happens. Civic engagement, and is something that we have seen consistently in different countries, and it can.
Welcome back to More of TV. So in today's video, we're going to feature the 1,000 ways to kill a rat, as they have been explained by the High Court advocate, that is Mr. P.L.O. Lumumba. He also works in Kenya and Tanganyika. So he's really explained and asked why Kenya doesn't learn from the Scandinavian countries, yet the Scandinavian countries are the best blueprint because they have excelled in terms of the service delivery to its citizens. When you look down what is happening in Kenya, why are they changing every other system? So there's a lot to learn from the Scandinavian countries, and he rather suggests that the systems in Kenya were to be improved bit by bit, not changing them, because when you look like the Scandinavian countries, the health systems, they keep on improving. So that's what was supposed to happen in Kenya, where they could have improved the NHIF a bit, and when they come to the funding model, they should have improved the existing one, not coming out a new one which is kind of discriminatory, as many people term it. So I really hope you comment or put that down, like, so that this video can be pushed to many people. What do you think about what Leo Lumumba has just talked about? What are your expectations in the coming days on matters governance, leadership, and the corruption? Do you think that corruption is going to be down in the many coming days, or the politics of Kenya will realign itself into the tribal alliances as it has been? That's it for today. Keep it Mora TV.